Have you ever been on a cruise?
A cruise?
Like a cruise ship?
No. Yeah, the ocean scares me.
God. We are very similar in a lot of ways. Like I I hate the ocean so much.
Uh-huh.
I fucking hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate water in
Mm-hmm.
general. I mean, not like a swimming pool or whatever, but
Right,
although I do
right.
have a big fear of just like slipping and falling into a swimming pool and drowning, which so welcome to my weird neuroses. But I just think it'd be such a crazy way to go out, and so every time I walk around a pool, I'm like walking like the fucking Pink Panther, like on my toes. But yeah, well, I had a friend that was telling me that they were going on that they had booked a cruise for this coming up, like for like a couple months from now. They wanted me to go on it. I don't think the word no has ever come out of my mouth faster.
Theoretically, sounds really fun. You know, you're just hanging out on a party boat for like, a week or two, but then I start to think about like what happens if somehow the boat breaks and we're in the middle of the ocean, or there's
Yep.
a fire and we have to abandon ship, and then like there's also usually like dead people on the ship, because like sometimes old people will go on cruises and then they'll just
Yep.
fucking die, but you're in the middle of the ocean, so they have to just like keep your body down below. I'm like, I
It
don't want
is
to think
true.
about
I
that
mean,
too
it
hard.
is crazy. There are morgues on cruise ships, which is amazing.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Which is probably what ends up being the prime rib on like day 5.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
it's like Jesus, they had a lot of prime rib on this cruise ship.
you're, you're not helping the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. It just seems like I think there's nothing I'd least rather do than go on a fucking cruise. Like, just fly to the place. Like they're like, oh well, the cruise is going
Yeah,
to like Jamaica and
yeah,
Mexico. It's like, well, just fly to Jamaica
just
for a
fly.
week. It's
And then
yeah,
fly to Mexico. They're not that far apart. It's not
yeah.
going to be that expensive.
Exactly. And you don't have to be on a fucking cruise ship, which is basically just a Walmart floating out in the middle of the ocean.
I
No,
think I
thank
think
you.
the only way you could get me on like anything close to a cruise would
Hmm.
be like a whale watching trip.
Okay.
Because I'd
Now,
be down for that.
okay, mm, I'm sort of with you on this. I think that kind of makes it worth it. Yeah. What if it wasn't like a week long thing? If it was like a day
Right. Just like
trip,
a few days,
yeah, a
maybe.
day or two, I think I could handle that. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Huh. I could maybe do that. It was just crazy to think that like people used to like, to go from like a country to country would take like 3 months in a
Yeah.
ship. Like, fuck me. I would never have left my town.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah. God. Like, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go that you haven't been to already? I assume you probably traveled quite a bit, but
I actually haven't traveled
really?
that much. Yeah. Um, hmm. The only places I've been are like Jamaica and then other states. And, I was born in China,
Yeah.
but, I don't remember anything and I haven't gone back. So,
Yeah.
well, I've been really wanting to make like an Asia tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Japan, Korea, China, maybe Vietnam or Thailand. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's probably what I would choose.
That's a good one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So wait, how old were you when you moved here?
I was like
Like really young?
maybe one and a half
Oh, okay,
when I was
okay. So
adopted.
like, so
Yeah.
no memories whatsoever.
No, none at
Right, right,
all.
right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like 5 where you kind of get those like vague memories. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting to go back then, just to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. See if I can like maybe hunt down my orphanage if it's still there.
yeah, yeah. God, that would be interesting. Like, if I want to, I mean, like pretty much down the street is where I'm from. So it's like, like I can kind of see it through this out this window. So it's like, it's very similar. Like, there's my roots. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Behind
No
the
mystery there.
no, it's
Just
the
a good
trailer at
50
the
feet
end.
away.
God, yeah. Jesus. What was your first concert? Sorry, I'm asking a bunch of random questions. I
No,
don't know if
that's
you know that's like kind
okay.
of the format, but yeah,
Yeah.
I just tend to ask a lot of random
Um,
questions.
I haven't really been to any concerts except for my high school orchestra ones. I went to one rave when I lived in Oklahoma, but I literally don't remember anything about the music. I was just there to headbang and look hot. So,
Well, mission accomplished, I'm sure. But yeah, wait, you went to a rave in Oklahoma? Was it?
yeah.
Is it just people standing in a field with like fucking flashlights? It's just
You
turning
know,
flashlights on and off real fast.
we do have like club venues and small
You
clubs.
do? Jesus, I
In the city, not in my
okay.
hometown. Yeah.
Gotcha. You mean like Oklahoma City, like OKC?
Yeah.
Okay.
OKC or Tulsa, yeah, they have decent nightlives.
Yeah, see, in my mind, I'm just picturing there's like a Taco Bell that they close down early at like 3 in the morning, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, come in," and we think this is ecstasy, but it could just be ibuprofen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so there was this one very like redneck hick event that happened every year. It was called calf fry, like a little baby calf.
yeah,
And they would basically set up this whole big kind of carnival festival by this edge of town shitty bar,
yeah.
and just all the cowboys would come out and drink their beer and eat meat and show off their trucks, do some line dancing. Great
God,
time.
yeah. Sounds like my high school. God,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because I grew up in East Texas, so like actually pretty close to. I mean, not that close to Oklahoma City, but
But we're
it's a couple hours
neighbors.
from Oklahoma City. Yeah, and it's very similar. Like
Hmm.
there was a strip club that at about 3 in the morning would turn into a rave spot, and yeah, I never went just because the strip club itself was pretty rough, so I don't
Hmm.
imagine it getting like nicer at 3 in the morning. But yeah, yeah, it's just not my thing. Did you go through like a bit of a cowgirl phase? Did you ever get kind of roped into that? No pun intended.
um I mean, I never got into the like cowboy aesthetic. Like I
Yeah,
didn't perform that, but I feel like I'm like a farmer cowboy at heart.
yeah. Okay. Do
Like I
yeah.
still have definitely a soft spot for cowboys. Like if there's a cute guy with a little cowboy hat on and some nice
Uh-huh.
boots, I'm like mosey on over here, buddy. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha. I know. Like, and have you ever tried like chewing tobacco or anything? You ever get into that?
No,
No.
no, I'm not
Never
a
too late.
tobacco person.
Yeah. Well, if you chew it, it's even better because it you know, nobody really needs their teeth to be that white.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
but
just, cut up your gums too.
yeah,
That's fine.
exactly. I mean, the feeling is. I remember I tried chewing tobacco once when I was about 12 years old,
Uh,
and I've never been more sick in my life. And I thought, well, I don't think this is a thing I'll ever do again. So it actually kind of worked. They should probably just give all 12-year-olds a little plug of chewing tobacco and
I
let
mean,
them find out.
it's like a pretty common method for like parents, they'll like give their if they like catch their kid like smoking a cig or something, they'll be like, "Oh, now you got to smoke a whole pack and then that'll
Yeah,
traumatize you so you don't ever smoke again."
that's funny. So when my dad told me he got caught smoking when he was like 13 or 14, and my granddad gave him like a whole pack, a carton of cigarettes, and was like, "Here, you're gonna smoke this carton." My dad's been smoking like 2 packs a day ever since. So it did not
It
work.
did not work. He just got him
No,
addicted.
he got him very much addicted.
That backfired. The
Oh
reverse
yeah.
psychology backfired.
Oh yeah. But God, yeah. I mean, my dad's coughing like he's works in a coal mine,
Oh
and it's
god,
because of him. Yeah,
that's so
Jesus.
funny.
Yeah, God, that would. What do you have a favorite? This is a weird question, but why not? Do you have a favorite unusual smell, like a smell that is not like something you'd make a candle out of, but you just like
Mm-hmm.
it?
Mm-hmm. Um, I mean, this one's probably going to be pretty common,
Okay.
but gasoline. Come on, you can't, you pull up to a gas station, take a deep breath, you're like, that's some good gas.
Oh, I'll shove my nose in a gas tank so fast.
Yeah.
God, gas is a great one. I think
It's so, like,
gasoline.
what is
Yeah.
it that makes it so addicting?
So, little deep dive into this a while back. It's
Okay.
the ethyl that's in gasoline that makes that chemical. And now there's
Oh,
less ethylene inside of
uh-huh.
gasoline. So that's why when you go to a gas
Right.
station now, it
You
doesn't
don't
really have
smell
that
it as
smell.
much. Yeah.
Exactly. Which is a real, I mean, I don't know if it's the government doing that or not, but if it
Oh.
is, fuck
Huh.
you. Like, why are you doing this to
Huh.
us? Yeah, I think those spray paint always smells good. Really, anything toxic smells great, which is
Anything you can huff.
unfortunate. Yes, yes. The more huffable, the better. Yeah, yeah. It's really a cruel joke that the best smelling things are things that like destroy your brain.
Sharpies, Germex,
Oh,
come on.
oh, Germex is a good one. Yeah, Sharpies are. Oh, I used to grab like two at a time and just double. Oh God.
I think at one point in elementary school, our guidance counselor had to like tell us to stop sniffing the
an an
Sharpies.
intervention.
Yeah.
You had an intervention at like 10 years old. That's amazing.
Basically.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely or like I remember like smelling whatever it's called, I guess is lacquer, like that you put on a table,
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah.
my
Like
god, like
varnish.
yeah, varnish, that's what I was thinking of.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that smell. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also very toxic. So, do you have a certain like a favorite type of movie? Like, so not necessarily like a favorite genre, but like something specific where you're like, oh, if this movie's about this, I am 100% in.
Well, if you're talking about like a specific topic,
Yeah.
then it would probably be like anything mythology related. I'm always a big fan of that.
Okay. Like
Um,
Greek or nor like certain any
Greek, Roman, Norse, like
really?
anything really, Egyptian. Like I've just been a mythology nerd since I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Um, but then on the more like genre side, anything that just makes me kind of go like, what the fuck? They're just super weird and make you question everything. Like those I love.
Um, that is my go-to. The reason I'm asking is I've been on like a kick of watching like decently fucked up movies. Like, I mean, not super gory and things like that. I mean, although
Hmm.
some of them kind of are, but just movies that just like completely fuck your head up. And I'm wondering how like similar or like how many people are actually kind of like this. Like, but mythology, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mythology's so fascinating to me, which I've
Hmm.
always been a big fan of that. But bank robbery movies, I love a good bank
Okay.
robbery movie. Like if you could get away with it, like
Uh-huh.
100% get away with it, would you
Yeah.
rob a bank?
I mean, if I could totally get away with it, yeah, like
Yeah, like
money and no consequences, why not?
oh, like I think it like when you see it in movies, it looks like such a rush. Like
Yeah.
like
Now,
oh my
wait, is it
god.
is it specifically banks or like any kind of heist?
That's a good question. I love a good heist as well, like an Ocean's
Mhm.
11 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I think a heist might be more exciting.
The
Yeah.
whole putting together the team and planning it out, and then, oh, yeah, that's always so fun.
You would 100% be on my team if I was going to do that.
I'm a very good distraction. That's probably my role.
I would say. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know what my role would be other than like I'm a good idea guy. Like I can come up with an
Okay.
idea. But as
You're the
far as like
planner.
I'm a good
You're the
planner.
planner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can
Someone's
research
gotta do
to
it.
exactly, exactly. Like I can research into things and like figure out, what to do, but I ain't
Hmm.
helping you
Hmm.
with any of the
Maybe
other
you'd be
stuff.
like getting the blueprints, planning out the route, being like, okay, down
Yeah.
to the second, like this is the time.
Oh my God. Like National Treasure.
I love National Treasure. I literally just watched it like a week and a half ago. I watched both of them.
Yeah. It's both. I actually did too. That's funny. Yeah. I watched both of them like back to back like a week ago. I love both of those movies so much. But I
They're
think
so
like
good.
stealing the Declaration of Independence would be, oh my God. Yeah.
That was really good. I love Nicolas Cage.
Oh, me too. Nicolas Cage is like if I could, I'm not a make a wish, I don't have any terminal illness or anything, despite what it may look like. But I mean, occasionally I get like IBS, which I don't know if that's terminal, but if IBS gets you on the list, then my go-to is I want to meet Nicolas Cage. If you could shoot a scene with any celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, any celebrity, any celebrity,
Yeah,
any
male,
celebrity.
female, it could be one or one of each if you're, going that way. Yeah.
I gotta stick with my main girls, Megan Fox and
Oh,
Angelina Jolie.
I'm not destitute, but I'm not like super wealthy. If I was, that's what I'm spending my money on, is making that happen. I feel like it would take a lot of money, but I would, yeah.
Like getting double domed by both of them, like,
Oh,
oh my god, that would be so
Jesus.
amazing.
The amount of things that I would do, just degrading, horrible things I would do to make that happen.
That's so real. That's so valid.
Oh, like Angelina Jolie was always, that was like, I think maybe the first person I ever saw and was like, it wasn't like cute. Like as a kid, you see people and you're like, oh, I want that person to be my girlfriend one day. Whatever. Angelina Jolie's the first person I saw where I was like, I want to fuck that person so bad. Like that was
Yeah.
when the switch flipped, where I was like, oh, I'm a man now. Like,
Yeah, Angelina Jolie in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
oh,
Oh, that did something for like 12-year-old me.
oh,
Oh, I was thinking about her constantly. She has such like a presence and such a striking face. Like it's hard
yes.
to take your eyes off her.
Yeah, it's like not even a real person. Like if someone told me that Angelina Jolie was an alien, I would completely believe it. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds
It
right.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen I've talked about this movie ad nauseum, and sorry for everyone who is listening to this and has heard me say it a million times. Have you ever seen the movie Irreversible?
Irreversible. No.
It
I've never heard of that.
it's pretty hard to watch at parts, like pretty fucked up. Irreversible is like a movie that's filmed in reverse. So like every scene, the ending of the scene you're watching is the beginning, or is the hold on. Like the end of the scene that you're watching becomes the beginning of the scene before. Like it's filmed like that.
Oh.
Yeah, very
Oh,
interesting.
French art thriller. I had to look it up.
Okay, yeah. It's directed by Gaspar
Okay.
Noé, who also makes really great movies. A movie called Climax that's really good.
Oh.
Yeah, Irreversible. If you get a chance, there is a you can't really ever say it on YouTube, but there's an R word scene, sexual assault that is rough, like hard to watch, and it goes on forever. So maybe skip that.
I mean, they're French. They're French.
Yeah, that's like how the French say hello, I think. Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's bonjour, a handshake, and then that. Yeah. Jesus. What do you think is the most attractive accent?
Ooh, the most attractive accent.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge like accent fetishizer. Like I know a lot of people are very like, ooh, British, oh, Spain, like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think I have one that like really attracts me. I do get very intrigued by like Scottish or Irish, but not because I think it's sexy. I just think it's like funny. It's interesting.
I'm with you. Yeah. The Scottish accent is not known for being the most sensual, erotic accent, but it is a fun one. It's really a good time accent.
Yeah.
Like that's one where if you hear somebody talking like that, you're like, oh, if we went out for a night, we'd have a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a Like that accent I associate with alcohol more than anything.
That checks out. That makes sense. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they do too.
You can eat their fucking horrible food. This is just get blackout drunk. You know, like, all right, I guess I'll eat a fucking sheep's ass covered in fucking mince, whatever the hell that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What do you like most about yourself? Like, what do you think's your best feature?
um
I was putting you on the
uh
spot a little bit, but I always
like
think it's interesting.
only physical
Well,
or
it could be
any
both.
trait?
Any
Anything.
trait, any
Okay.
trait. It doesn't have to be physical.
Um I would say I'm a pretty generous person. Not to like
Yeah.
toot my own horn, but like,
No, no,
I
toot it.
love gift giving. That's a love language of mine. So like
Okay.
when I go out with friends, like I'll always be the first to like offer to pay and stuff.
Yeah.
I love, going all out for Christmas, which I did this
Oh,
year.
God.
Um
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm much more of a gift giver than receiver.
it's so satisfying finding like a gift that works perfectly and then seeing their reaction after and being able to like brag about finding the perfect gift. Like it's just
Yes.
such a rush.
And seeing like the look on their face when they open it because you know they're gonna like it. Like I don't know
Hmm.
if I've ever gotten someone a gift where I wasn't sure they were gonna love it. Like I knew. Like I was like, oh, this person's gonna fucking love this thing.
I got a friend a sword this year, like a real hand forged sword, and
Jesus Christ.
that was probably the best present of the year.
That's amazing. God, how do I get on this fucking gift exchange? God, because I tell you, I did not get. I mean, I got good stuff. I shouldn't lie. Get some cologne and then a bunch of books before
Ooh,
because I
books.
fucking because I read fucking nonstop. So it's an easy gift and I like it.
Me
But
too. What kind of books do you like?
mm, usually, I'm a big fan of like classics, like classic literature. So like Dostoevsky, T.S. Eliot,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, Tolstoy, which I think those are all Russian, which is odd. But yeah, like Edgar Allan Poe is my favorite author, which I know a lot of people kind of
Oh.
shit on him a little bit but yeah, so stuff like that, and then history, anything history related,
Okay. All
yeah,
right. Yeah.
and then mythology, which we talked about. So anything if you get into those three realms, like something like a classic book, anything on like history, like weird history, and then mythology. What about you?
Um, I do also enjoy the classics. My favorite book is Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Was it Jane
yeah.
Austen? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read a lot of Austen and Bronte.
Hmm.
Um, and then I like fantasy, usually like a high
Okay.
fantasy. Yes, of course, mythology, Percy Jackson, Rick
Yeah.
Riordan, all his series.
Hmm.
And I haven't been reading it much recently, but I really love a good mystery.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the last one that I really read was Sharp Objects by
Yeah.
Gillian Flynn. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those are great. Like Gone Girl and
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
it Girl on the Train? No, that's not the same
Girl,
person.
yeah, I know. I think.
Is it?
Wait, Girl on the Train might have been. It might have been
Yeah, I
actually.
think it is. And then
I
like Girl
think
with the Dragon
so.
Tattoo is the one I love, which I think is Stieg Larsson. Um, that's another one that I fucking God, that book and the movies are so good. Yeah. Yeah, but I never
Oh
really
wait,
got into it.
that's not Gillian Flynn. That's Paula Hawkins.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought it probably wasn't, but it seemed like it was, which is
Sorry,
yeah.
I just Google everything. I
No.
love Googling and fact
Oh,
checking.
me too. It's weird to me that people don't. Like
Uh-huh.
people will just say, I don't know what that is, and then don't look it up. Like you have something in your hand that will tell you the answer.
People frequently come to me like asking me questions that are easily Googleable, and it's like I appreciate that you think I'm smart and that I'd have an answer for this, but you could also take 20 seconds and look it up
Yeah.
yourself. Like,
But also, some people are really bad at Googling, which is
I don't
weird.
understand that. You literally just
Yeah.
type in what you want to know. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. Do you do
Yeah.
custom requests?
Do I do? Not really. I
Yeah.
don't have that like fully open. I'll take one every now and then if it's something like pretty simple, but
Gotcha.
I just I I'm not a work from home person, you know? Like I
Yeah.
like to go and show up on set and do my job and then come home and relax.
Yeah.
So, yeah, customs, subscription platforms, that's just always a little more difficult for me.
Hmm. That's a I think that's a pretty healthy outlook, actually, that a lot of people don't do anymore. I think so many people just have like their home and workplaces are the same place now. I don't
Mhm.
think that's real. I don't know if that's really a good way to be. I think you have to have the separation of like even if you love your job, like you still want to have, like I'm leaving this behind whenever I go home.
Right, right. You know, it's like the theory of, you shouldn't be on your phone all the time in bed because then you associate bed with phone time instead of sleep time.
Right. Or eating while you watch TV, how it's like just a horrible thing to do, which is so hard not to. Like
Yeah.
like I've tried eating while not watching TV, and I feel like I'm a prison. I feel like I'm in a fucking prison. I'm like looking around, like making sure people aren't coming up behind me. I'm like, what is going on? This is not no way to live.
It's hard sometimes because I feel like I'm like behind the curve and not reaching like my maximum productivity. But protecting your peace is more important, and gotta learn to prioritize and balance things.
Yeah, productivity's great and all, but if you aren't happy, then what the fuck
Mhm.
difference does it make how much productivity you have?
Yeah.
Like like yeah, you don't want to just be doing nothing and like wasting away, but you work. I mean, you work all
Mhm.
the time. It's not like
Right.
you're doing nothing and then yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think that's the smart move. I was just asking because I'm always fascinated by people in general obviously, but like the weird things that we're into.
I feel like anything that I think is kind of weird that's been requested isn't really uncommon. Like, I had someone ask about race play, which I think is
Yeah.
definitely weird, but it's also, very known.
Yeah, right.
Um, the weirdest request I've probably ever had wasn't even for a custom. It was this
Mhm.
one guy, and I guess he makes his rounds. He's asked a lot of girls
Okay.
to shit in Tupperware and then ship it to him so he can eat it.
Oh my god. I mean, it can't be any worse than Denny's, but yeah,
Yeah, I had
that's a
to I had
little
to
far.
turn that one down. I was like, I don't
Uh,
think I can do that.
I could. I'd do it. Someone, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be that much money. It'd be like $10. Like, all right. Like you like you're saving me a lot of time and effort here, buddy. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's one, like I consider myself to be a pretty open-minded fella. I'm not really open-minded to that. Like, do
No.
your thing and two consenting adults should be able to do whatever they want, but holy hell, that's
I can kind of understand like shit play on like a degradation level, but
yeah.
like consuming it when you're not even like having sex or anything, like
Yeah.
I can't quite wrap my head around that one.
I think, and I'm going to play like armchair psychologist here. I think there's something about consuming something from someone that makes you feel closer, like it's the ultimate connection. So you remember like the whole Army Hammer thing where people were like shitting all over, you know who I'm talking about, right? The actor.
Oh, I think so. I think.
So some stuff had come out that he was into like cannibalism play.
Oh.
Like, so not real. I mean, well, of course, like if you're texting someone about cannibalism, like you're pretending it's real, but he wasn't actually like fucking eating people. and
Hmm.
people like lost their minds. Like it basically like ruined his career because people found out about this. And I always thought it was like really
No.
shitty because it's like, well, I mean, I would not eat someone, um, like unless the situation demanded it, Um, but I can understand it. Oh, this is gonna get clipped in ways that I did not. Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up because just recently I was on set and I was chatting with this one girl and she
Mm,
was talking about her friend that does like very heavy fetish content, and she
mm,
was telling us about how she would, at some point ethically do cannibalism, like she would offer up herself.
yeah.
And then she looked around and us was like, "Would any of you guys do that?" And we were all like, that is cannibalism, actually, even if it is ethical. um,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not illegal in most states, which is interesting. That
well, I feel like that's probably to like help further protect the survival cannibalists, like when it's a last resort, like you
that's a
shouldn't go
good
to
point.
jail for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 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 like Donner Party-ish kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's very true. But there was, yeah, yeah. See, I mean, I wouldn't do it obviously, but I get the feeling of like where you want someone so bad that like I would like devour you is a
Mm-hmm.
weird.
I very much agree with the psychology
Yeah,
behind it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm really into the intensity and like becoming one by consuming each other. Like
Right.
I love it theoretically.
Yeah. 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 As soon as the knives come out, the
It's
feeling
kind of like
changes.
it's like maybe not. Like can we just keep
Yeah.
talking about it? Like that's fine.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are certain things that are like they're way better in a text message,
Yeah.
where it's like
Yeah.
reading it, I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, yeah. Then when it comes down to it, you're like, I don't think I'm really going for this right now.
So yeah, just a touch too far, just a little bit.
Yeah. Do you have any? Are there any like kinks, fetishes, things like that that you haven't filmed, but would want to?
Oh. Um. Hmm. Well, I am really into CNC,
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've done a few scenes that are very light about it, just like
Right.
some reluctance, maybe a little bit of manipulation.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it'd be really hot to do like a full real scene with that, and of course
Yeah.
that wouldn't be allowed because
Yeah.
laws and consent and stuff, but like that'd
Yeah.
be fun. It'd be fun to do if I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah. Yeah, the people are just always trying to bring people down from living their dreams. And that's really a
Yeah.
shame. I
Yeah.
mean, because obviously you are actually consenting. I mean, it's not fucking
Right.
real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I get it. I get like that even if it is, fake and you're yeah. But some of the rules are like really dumb. Like how I think like you can't show blood. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. No
Which I think
blood.
is kind of dumb. I mean,
Yeah.
like, a little bit here and there. It's not gonna
It
hurt
does make
anybody.
it really annoying when girls are shooting on their period because we have to keep like cutting and washing it
Oh,
off and stuff.
yeah. That's what's crazy is I've never even really considered that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think
Huh.
most guys consider that women tend to,
Well,
sometimes be on their periods. Yeah.
usually it's not that much of a problem because a trade secret is to just shove a makeup sponge up there for the scene.
Really?
Yeah, the
Huh.
issue with that though is that it absorbs everything, so it makes it really dry. So you have to go really heavy with the lube. And then, if you're a guy with a big dick, you can definitely like feel it when you go in. And I've heard it's not particularly a great sensation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know, but yeah. I'll take their word for it, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. Those little like trade secrets things are fascinating to me. Just like kind of the behind the scenes of really anything is interesting to me. But like the porn industry is just like I feel like so much of that that's just so fascinating. Because I think people get the idea that it's just, hey, we're gonna set up a fucking tripod and you two just go at it.
It's rarely as simple as just a tripod and have fun. It's very rarely that easy.
Yeah. So what's like a typical day, like a typical schedule? Like, do you film like multiple scenes in a day, or is it just?
Some people do, not me. I hate that shit. I'm like, one scene and I'm good. We can do more tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
typical scene, you show up on set, you do hair and makeup, paperwork, pick out wardrobe, take some pretty girls, which is for people that don't know, just pretty pictures of the girl, looking cute, not really related to the story, just so you can see her.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll probably film the intro, take some story stills, and then have a consent talk. After the talk, we will either film video or take sex stills and then start filming the video. And then pop shot and you're done.
So about how long in general does that take? Like from start to finish, like from arriving to set to, all right, I'm heading out, like a couple hours?
Anywhere between like 5 and 9 hours for just like a
Really?
regular-ish shoot. Yeah.
That's interesting. I wouldn't, There's no way most people think that that's how it is. Like that's fascinating that it's Jesus.
I mean, and things like features or featurettes, like you could be on set for over 12 hours with that. Like I think the longest I've done is like 16.
Jesus. God, you must have been fucking exhausted.
Oh, and we had to have sex at the very last portion. So it was like 1 a.m. It was like January or February. We were fucking in an old shed outside with like no insulation, and it was parasited. So we're also covered in slime, and it was just freezing and tired and dirty.
Sounds like a family reunion. Yeah. God. That's Jesus. What a day.
It was a lot.
That is fascinating. God. So like ahead of time, I guess you have like a list of things like you will do and won't, like a no list. So like,
yeah, for sure.
So when it comes to that, like a no list, are there things on that list that you have like right now that you think over time would not be on that list anymore? Like, are there things that over time? Yeah. Like, are there some
of
that
course.
you know of that you're like, yeah, actually in the future, I could see myself doing that, even though I'm not doing it now?
Yeah. So as of now, I haven't done, a DP or a gangbang or a blow bang. But I know that like eventually I will get to those. I'm just not like fully comfortable with it just yet.
Yeah.
But sometime in the next like year or two, I may get started on some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there ever too many? Like, would there be like, can you get to a point where there's too many people? Like, if you do like a blow bang gang bang, like if somebody's like, hey, we got 35 guys lined up, are you like, let's keep it at under 20 fellas? Like,
no, that sounds like quite a lot. I'd probably keep it like around 15 maximum.
15's a good amount. It's like an NBA team.
That seems like plenty. Like, why would we need to go over that realistically? Because I mean, with how long scenes usually are, like they don't often go past like an hour and a half worth of like sexual content,
Yeah,
you
right,
know?
right.
So like if you have like 30 people, it's only going to be like, maybe a minute per.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. Jeez. That is. Yeah. Yeah, I
That just
mean,
sounds
I don't
like a
know.
lot.
It does sound like a lot. Sounds like a lot for one person to handle, which, I mean, I guess that's
I mean,
probably
it's
part of the
certainly been
fun.
done before, and I
Oh,
applaud
it
those
has.
people, but like, not for me.
Yeah, I
Not
think
for
being guy number 34 in a 35 guy lineup is just what a
I
what
mean,
a
at least
what a
if it's like
day.
a blow bang, that's like easier for the guy because you're just like getting your dick sucked and then like jerking off on her face. But like, yeah, being guy number 34 in a train,
Yeah, you don't want to be the caboose for
no,
sure.
no one really wants to be the caboose unless they're
Yeah.
an absolute freak, which I respect.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, there's some guys that are like, I'll go last. Like,
Yeah.
go right ahead. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily need to go first, but third or fourth, I think that'd be the prime spot.
Some part in the first half, before it starts getting too messy.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be cleanup on that. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. But no, thank you
Mhm.
so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been a fun time. Good questions, good convo.
Thank you. Absolutely. Well, before we go ahead and plug, promote anywhere people can find you, all that good stuff.
My Instagram is at Love Lulu Chu. My Twitter is at Lulu Chu Official. My Twitch is also Love Lulu Chu, but I'm not really active right now. But you can at least go follow me. So yeah, check me out there.